What's up, man? Back again with another YouTube video, man. I'm sorry for the wait. Basically, today we're going to discuss the 5 different tips that it would take for you to win your first amateur fight. First and foremost, in order to win an amateur fight, a couple things you need to know, okay? One, you have to understand the judging system, like how they judge you. Some judges are purists. They like to see boxing. They like to see skills. Some judges like to see aggressiveness. They like to see action, throwing punches. So you have to generally understand how judging is different from an amateur fight as opposed to a pro fight. Okay, one skill set in particular that's super underrated in amateurs, which is defense. A lot of times, you know, when you see in pros got to pick, they pick shots and stuff like that. They'll get against the ropes and they'll be picking shots. But in an amateur fight, the person who's throwing the punches, they look like they win the fight. So that round may go to the guy who's just throwing more punches at the end of the day. So that's number one. Understanding how judges see the fights. You have to see it from a judge's point of view. All right, not from a fighter's point of view. You being in there, you understand that, well, yeah, he's hitting me, but none of these shots are landing, or none of these shots are landing clean, okay? Judges are really, really looking for clean shots. Body, head, heads being snapped back, stuff like that. That was the thing they're kind of looked out for. And like I said, depending on the judging, you know, you get quick standing 8 counts. Quick, all right? So be careful about those. Tip number 2. In order to win your first amateur fight, get your conditioning right. All right. Recently, I just competed in Golden Gloves, and Golden Glove was 3 minutes. No matter what age you were, no matter what age, division, nothing. None of that mattered. Everything was 3 minutes. But for the most part, I do smoker events. Smoker events are basically events that are like one-offs. You know what I'm saying? These are not USA Boxing sponsored events or tournaments where the weight restriction is super strict. So in smokers, to my knowledge, all right, don't quote me on this, but to my knowledge, there's a 7-pound weight allowance. So basically everything is catch weight. So if I say, coach, I want to go fight at 55 this upcoming fight, well, I could really come in at 62 at the highest, right? It just depends on the catch weight and how much over you are. Are you on weight? It really just depends. But everything's a catch weight when it comes to smoker events, which I like way more because I still get the experience and I get to play with my weight and understand what weights I would want to compete at when I go pro. Okay? So that's 2 for me, is get your conditioning right. Do way more sprints. Make sure you hit your road work, man. And I'm going to have a separate video about road work. I'm probably going to go to different coaches and ask their personal opinion on road work and how important it is in terms of amateur boxing to pro boxing, and do the workouts vary and whatnot, stuff like that. But for the most part, make sure you're doing your road work, okay? Don't expect to hop in that ring and give 2.5, 3 minutes, a minute and a half of your best stuff, because 6 minutes is a long time, believe it or not, if you just throwing punches, okay? So we got judging, understanding the judging, and we have conditioning. Number 3, for me, this is my personal opinion, to win your first amateur fight is build your confidence. Walk into that ring with confidence. Understand that you put the work in, you put the rounds in, you put the conditioning, you did right, you did everything you were supposed to do, you worked hard, you dedicated yourself to the fight. Go in there and show dominance, okay? Show confidence. And the only way to build confidence is to put in those rounds when it comes to your sparring. Okay, your sparring is a super, super important aspect when it comes to your training. Which that leads me to number 4, which is your sparring. All right, like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into sparring because I'm probably going to say that for another video. However, what I am going to say is this. Everybody approaches sparring differently in terms of coaching and the individual athlete themselves. Personally, I spar maybe, if I'm out of training camp, which I am right now, I'll spar like twice a week. Twice. One is a hard sparring, the other one is like a tech sparring, or I'm working on things, right? Some camps or some coaches feel as though sparring needs to be hard every time. I'm not a big proponent in that, but I think when you have fun in your sparring, or if sparring is a fun activity for you, you get way more out of it. So sparring should be teaching. Hey, yo, this round, you weren't doing well this round, okay? Go ahead, walk around, step around them, use your angles, do this, that, and the third. I've even seen some gym, they'll stop mid-round and say, yo, correct this, right? It's all about teaching the athlete, especially a newcomer that don't have any real in-ring experience. It's about getting them confidence. You got to get them confident. And the more you spar, the more confident you will get, okay? Especially when you're in there with people that you know are better than you. I've been in the ring with people that I know is better than me. I knew it. They was faster than me. They punched harder than me. They had way more experience than me, but I still got in there and I did my thing. I held my own. Knowing that, I take that into my fight, knowing that, well, shit, it's just amateurs. You feel me? Like, they're just amateurs. Plus, the people I've been in the ring with, he ain't got nothing on them. So, do my thing. And I go out there and have fun. I compete and I do my best. You know, win, lose, or draw. I know I put the work in, so I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 4. The final tip I would say in order to get ready for your first amateur fight or to win that motherfucker is pick, to me, this is my personal opinion, you need to pick the right weight class. Weight classes are super, super important, especially, it's important in amateurs and in pro boxing, right? Amateurs, you have to understand that whatever weight you decide to fight at, you gotta compete at that same weight. Pros get the advantage of weighing in one day and then rehydrating up the next day. You know what I'm saying? As amateurs, we don't have that luxury. So don't pick a weight that you have to drain down to compete at that weight, even for possible multiple days. That's another aspect. You know, amateurs have a lot of boxing tournaments. So tournaments can last up to 3 days where you have to keep making weight every single day throughout competition. That can be draining on you, especially if you picked a weight class that was well beneath you. Right? So amateurs, I would definitely recommend to pick a weight class that is somewhat close to your walk-around weight. All right? So if you're walking around at 150, 155, compete within 5 to 8 pounds of that, up or down. I say 8 pounds max, which I think should be pro as well, but we're not gonna get into all that, all right? So that's the video. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave in the comments down below as well. All right, go ahead and yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. Those are my 5 tips in order to win your first amateur fight. If you disagree, if you agree, if I should add something in, took something out, go ahead, leave in the comments down below, okay? I'll catch y'all next time. I have a week full of training this week. I do have a fight probably in April coming up, so I'm about to start getting ready for that. And y'all gonna see the transformation, all right? Right now, I'm about to start training camp right now. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. I love all the supporters. And for those of you who is new to the channel, understand that this channel is gonna be for people who don't know if they want to box yet, beginners, people who want to be inspired and understand that you taking a guy that has a day job and he's pursuing his dream, or he's pursuing his aspiration in order to turn pro, just to see if he can do it. I believe in myself wholeheartedly. I know I put the hard work, dedication in, and I know if I put my mind to it, anything's possible for me, all right? So with that in mind, go ahead, find your purpose, put your work in, put your road work in. See y'all later. Deuce.